of life, and therefore the game. However, it is never an excuse for goading or violence culture.
Yes, we will.
You made open threats of violence. You are hereby issued a final warning. Sultana,
Yes, Biggie.
in your drunken state, you almost damaged Big Brother's floor and the properties of your fellow housemates. You are hereby banned from consuming alcohol for 1 week. Bright Morgan.
Yes, big brother.
This is my key to say, Biggie, welcome back on board. If you've been watching this show for a very long time, you'll agree with me, or I believe you would have seen how many times I've cried that, oh, Biggie is not the daddy I used to know. Welcome to another episode of BBNaijaS Update Season 10 on Leadership TV. I am your girl, Nefisat Abdurrahman, and the last 24 hours has been hits upon hits. Despite the strikes, there's still some kind of energy in the house. The game making people to confess. Conversations you don't want to miss. Let's dig right in. Let's start with the strikes, the warning, and the ban. It is not just the federal government that is banning some people from doing things. Even Biggie is in the mood to ban some people, and I'm loving every bit of it. Yes, so if you've been watching the show, you have witnessed the fight, the punch, the threats, and many more. And let's talk about the pee. Imagine an old woman peeing on somebody's luggage because she's drunk. Anyway, we'll get to that. So it looks like Biggie has been storing their offenses, and you know that their cup never full, But Biggie had the last of it on Monday night. Yes, when Culture and Faith had that whole altercation and they were threats, and there was Culture calling Faith Indomie. See, na Indomie you be, oh, na Indomie you be, I go chop. Apologies. I go chop you, and many more. So Biggie woke up yesterday, and I think he was not in the mood, because you know how a father comes back home and your mom reports you to your father, and he will take days without reacting. Unknown to you, he's been thinking of what's the best punishment to give this my child. I'm tired of. That was what happened with Biggie. So Biggie called them to the lounge as usual and talked about, oh, watch this clip. The moment you hear watch this clip, you know Biggie is in the mood for punishment. And after watching the clip, he talked about, oh, there are rules. You've been told not to do this. There's no room for violence. There's no room for threats. There's no room for this and that. And then he started with Culture, and he told Culture, in as much as you're allowed to say whatever you want to say, you're not allowed to threaten people, because Culture really went raw. If you watch that fight, Culture went raw, and he said, okay, this is your final warning. The moment Biggie said that, I knew there was problem. So he quickly moved on to Sultana. And
It's part of life.
you know, he moved on to Sultana, and I don't know, but how is she not ashamed? How has she not apologized to Dede? Because I haven't seen it. If you have, she has not apologized to Dede. Because even Faith was having a conversation with her yesterday that I heard, that was because before Biggie talked about the whole thing, I heard you peed on Dede's luggage. And all she said was, I was high. No remorse, no apology. To be honest, if you ask me, I'm not even satisfied with the punishment, because why are you banning somebody from taking alcohol for just 1 week? 1 week. I hope we all remember that you would not do something which you would ordinarily not do because you are drunk or you're not a normal person. Whatever you do is like something that's been in your mind. Maybe like it could just be a little bit advanced, but there are elements and traces of that thing already in your mind. And you all know how Sultana has been on Dede's case. Oh, Dede this, there is nothing more to Dede. Oh, Dede is trying to impress, and all of that statements. So just banning her from drinking alcohol for a week is not enough for me. I don't know about you. Tell me what you think about that. And then he moved on to Bright. Yes, you can remember when Bright and Konyi had that altercation. In fact, it took a lot of people to hold Bright. Biggie even had to call Bright to the diary room just to have him sit there and calm down for a while. So yesterday, Biggie dished him 2 strikes, double strikes. Guys, you know what that means. Any more strike and Bright is out of the house. Yes. So any mistake, he's out of the house. I hope that serves as a lesson, but I don't think it will. Still on that, K-Bobo came to blame Faith on the verdict that, okay, he's blaming Faith for all of these things. Maybe thinking Faith actually pushed culture to the wall. And as a result of that, Biggie is now angry and all of that. Watch the video.
How I feel is not important.
No, how you feel is valid.
You just told me to ignore how I feel.
So that's what I'm saying. You have to talk to culture. Other
of that video, this is what K-Bobo was telling Faye that, you shouldn't have, you should have just forgot about what culture said to you, forget about his reaction and just ignore him. And Faith was like, that means you are underplaying my feelings because he said things to me. What happened? I think Biggie brought lighter and cigarettes to the house, and you know Faith is a doctor, so he took the lighter away and threatened to do away with it. Culture was not having it, and I think a couple of other people were not having it, but Culture took it more personal, if you ask me. That was where he came into the whole, I go chop you, you be Indomie to me, this one, that one, and all of that. So K-Bobo was telling Faith that you should have not just thought about Culture. Culture was not the only person in the picture. There were other people that needed to use the lighter. They needed to use the lighter. I think he mentioned also Kanikomi needing to use the lighter. If you had just given it to other people, all this drama wouldn't have happened. And Faith was trying to be defensive, like, you're not looking at my own emotions in the picture. It simply means that you are underplaying my feelings. I shouldn't feel a certain way because somebody is talking to me and because there are other people involved in the picture and all of that. Moving on, we are back to Isabella and Kanikomi drama again. I thought these people were not really cool, but we've seen emotions falling and rising, like the falling and rising tone in English. But that's okay. Everybody will be fine. So Isabella they were sitting, I think, in the arena, not in the arena, in the garden, apologies. And Isabella was telling Kaikumi, do not break my heart. Do not cheat on me. Culture was sitting there. I think it was Tama or Darius. One other person was also sitting there and was like, now wow, Biggie is like, you need to bring partners for everybody in this house. And Culture was like, all of us that are single will be fine. Take a look at the video.
Osha, don't cheat on me. Make I won't cheat on you, okay? Now don't try me. Don't play with me. Do you hear me? I'm not joking. Don't play with me. Please, can we bring in loved ones for if it's 1 hour set, just to cuddle in my hand? I can't wait for you know that if you're here 1 hour cuddle, I'll be happy for 2 weeks. You know, if you're here to
So that whole lovey-dovey mood is still in the air. And this was right after there were little confessions here and there. And then there is Doris telling Kaikumi that she heard that Isabella used to play adult games or adult whatever it is on Snapchat. That's a lot of allegations, but we'll get to know more when they come out and then the hits. What's even the possibility that this secret will not come out? This person is saying, oh, I heard this, I heard that. Moving on. After the whole strikes and all of that, the housemates came together in the lounge to play a game, and everybody was asking questions. It's a game of truth, and everybody was like, oh, I remember so asking Bright that, oh, this thing you have with Mide, what's up? And then there's also K-Bobo asking, questions were flying about. And that was when Kaikumi also said, oh, he didn't really like Isabella at first sight. That when the relationship really started, he was not into her. But we all knew this, right? Then there were tensions. Some people were surprised and those things like that. In the midst of all of that, Mide told Bright that they should take things easy. And I was wondering, is it because of this? Did something else happen? All of those drama. Anyways, Dede addressed Sultana paying on her luggage, although not Sultana directly. It was actually Gigi. So this is what she said when they were still having that conversation in the lounge. So she was like, okay, I'm going to say what happened, and then I asked my question. But I have a question for Biggie. Is it that he's actually not wanting us to see the conversation that really goes in when it comes to this Sultana paying on Dede's bag? Because when Dede was narrating her story, Biggie went on a break. I don't know if I'm to blame Kayode for this or Biggie, because why of all times you are going on a break at a critical time like this? Why? You just did one thing and I was trying to like, okay, Papa is back, and then you're doing another. Are you trying to protect some people or what? Anyways, Dede was like, somebody told her that Sultana paid on her luggage and she was very pissed, she was upset, but she tried as much as she could to hold herself not to react, which she did not do. And then Gigi saw her the next morning and didn't say anything to her, but went on to tell Sultana that she was crying. In her words, this is the same person that I saw crying on the lounge, and everybody was doing their own thing, but I went to her and asked her a question. Like, you could see the disappointment and the pain in Dede's eyes. Guys, if I want to go on, I'm not going to stop because the gist is full. But let me allow you digest this one so you can prepare for the next gist that will be coming tomorrow. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to comment. See you on our next episode. Bye.
Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country. Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and